Okay, so guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another variety stream. Well, what are we going to do today? Well, we're just going to do the same thing as always. By the way, guys, you see that thing on the inset? Yeah, that is a really nice painting. It's actually a real painting. It wasn't AI generated, and if you're interested in that, send me a message with an offer and you might just be able to take that home or hang it on your wall. That is a real painting, by the way. That is not AI generated. It's on the walls that we don't have any place to what do you call this? Hang it right now. Anyway, so what do we do now? I'm looking at, what am I looking at here? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so recently I found this game. It's called Avakin. So I just installed it and okay, so let's go and give it a try. Okay, I'm going to go and play it. Why not? Maybe for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm loading the game right now. Ooh, look at that. We have here the body type 1 and 2. The stupid body type 1 and 2. This is what you call dehumanizing people. Yeah, this is literally dehumanizing people. Because there's no such thing as body type 1 and 2. Because if you have body type 1 and 2, you have like body type 1 to infinity. Because there's a lot of body types. Okay, so this is literally dehumanizing people. Okay, so the game is like, what do you call this? The game is Avakin Live and it's downloading right now, right there. See? It's downloading. Oh my goodness, it's playing music.
Everybody.
Nope, no music. No freaking music. What are you, insane? Verify 18 plus account. Okay, you have to verify that. Oh, look at that. It's a point and click game. Wow, amazing.
I admit that I've lost my place. My memory's gone erased. Like a scratch, only the scar remains. For we are better apart.
Okay, so let's see how this game is played. So again, the game is Avakin Live. I just found this in Steam by going through my discovery, and it looks like IMVU. It looks like Second Life. It looks like VR chat. It's something like that. And they don't have male and female. So they basically dehumanize the characters by having body type 1 and body type 2. The reason why that is stupid, because if it's body type, guess what? There are like a lot of body types. You can have body type 1 to infinity, but there is only 2 sexes. It's you are either male or female. That's it. Now you may have like different gender identity, but underneath that, there is only, or there are only two sexes. Anyway, let's go and see what Avakin life is. Okay. Uh, Hello, nice to meet you. Welcome to here. You will party style. You mean just party? Time to hit the dance. Why? Why not show off some your best moves? Okay, so you received a gift from LKWD. Rave vibe moves. Okay, got a free dance, I guess. And then you click on dance. And then okay, there you go. There you go. My Avakin is now dancing. Ah, nice. Notice that the name of my character is like my character. Okay, there you go. I guess you can say that I'm now playing Avakin Life. So what else do you do in this game? At least in Second Life, you can make real money when playing Second Life. Can you make real money while playing Avakin Life? I don't know. Okay, so here in chat, look at that. Miss Ellie, please wear your clothes. I told you to wear clothes, Miss Ellie. Then Ellie said, are my clothes invisible? As you can see, I am. You have your clothes now, so would you like to have tea or coffee? That's so weird. That's weird, chat. Okay, so what do I do next after dancing? The game is point and click. What is this, Diablo? So I would assume all these avatars with LKWD, they are part of the I don't know, game developers or community people or something like that. You're doing great. Keep the energy. Explore more of Avakin when you're ready. My guess is this is another glorified, not glorified. I'm sorry, I misspoke. This is a glorified 3D chat room system. And there is a leveling system. Look at that. Level up. Congratulations, your level has increased. I leveled up. Level up. 500 Avacoins. You earn 500 Avacoins. Whoa! Now it's asking me to it's asking me to spend money. Dear Avakin Live, that is not gonna happen. Ah, look at that. There's the corrupted rainbow flag. I would call it the corrupted rainbow flag. So what do you do here? Do you just look around? There's so much more for you to discover. You can go and explore more of the Avakin life you want. Where do I fight monsters? There's so much more. I know. Coastal vibes continue. You receive a gift. Okay, you have claimed the scene reward. Keep an eye out and you might just find more rewards in other spaces. That's it? That's the space? Why is the space so small? Is this the entire Avakin life? What are those houses over there? Okay, so that Nadia just kept saying the same thing over and over. Okay, so what's the point of sitting in the pool? Okay, let me check the name. Receive gifts. Hello. Okay, we have gifts. Coastal vibes, okay. Level up reward, gift from Avakin. The reward is 500 Avacoins. Can I turn Avacoins into real money? If not, then Second Life is still better. This is Avakin live travel screen. Okay, buy apartment. Visit your apartment. Do I have my apartment? Let's see. Ah, look at that. So, my Avakin, my character has a free apartment. Free gems. This will appear in each of your apartments every day. Be sure to collect them all as they can be redeemed for exciting new items. The game is point and click. Well done, you have collected all the gems in this apartment for today. Remember, more gems will appear tomorrow. That's it? That's the daily quest? What? Oh, why is my house empty? So if you go with style, you can change your hair from short. Whoa! Are they free? Okay, I hope it's free. Where is yellow? Look at that, there is no yellow hair. They hate yellow hair.
She satisfied me, gave me what I want, just what we need, never too far away, loving for another day, but she asked for something more, she asked for
and then you'll have to buy the rest, I guess. Whoa, look at that, you can have this. Whoa, amazing. How about this? So these are all the things that my Avakin is wearing. Nice. Yeah, this is like a cross between IMVU and Second Life. Okay, so you can have, oh, there are games. Okay, maybe there are games where you can forage and harvest. Oh my goodness. Passion contest. Oh my goodness. That's all the games available. Players, okay. Meet a community of dreamers live off land. Let's see what this is. Is it a farming simulator? By the way, you can run this on your potato PC. I have a potato PC and it's running well. Well, you can see from the graphics. Whoa, this place is dreamy. My grandma calls it the Forgotten Meadow. Doesn't it take your breath away? Since you're here, would you mind helping me with something? The roasty broom is always in need of fresh produce. Everything we need is here. It's perfect. Okay, what do I do here? I guess I have to collect this. Can be used to unlock. Okay. You need a garden fork equipped to harvest vegetables. Where do I get that? Ooh, I believe that is the garden fork. I also forgot you need to grab a tool to start gathering. One of these should do the trick. Just remember, they won't last forever. Fishing progress. Okay. What is this thing? Need 10k to unlock. Oh, crap. Okay, I'll use the free one. Hey. I can't use the free one because it's not actually free. Ah, that is so stupid. It says they're free, but when you click it, you'll be asked to spend money. Crap. Okay, let's just use this, I guess. Wow, okay, there are no monsters to kill, but there are vegetables to gather. Whoa, this is like very immersive. Come show me what you found, bring it to the market stall and I'll work out what I can give you. Okay, plain carrot. I got pristine potato. Yeah, this is amazing. My Avakin is gathering plant or vegetable. Okay, so I'll just keep on doing this. Let's see here. Um, do I get experience points? No, I'm not. I'm not getting any experience points. Look at that. Still the same. This is, by the way, this is what you call an immersive gameplay. Very immersive gameplay indeed. Okay, this time it's a splendid carrot. How splendid. Okay, so my cheap garden fork broke. Okay, let's go to the garden shed. There's someone here dancing. Where's the lady? Okay, this is the event inventory. Select an item and sell. You've mastered the vegetable patch. Why not grab a smoker and head to the beehives? Or grab a fishing rod and head to the fishing pond. The meadow calls to you. My character keep finding things for the roasty room and discover the secrets of this place. Why is there no sell all? So I'm not getting Avacoins. I'm getting this instead. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, this time let's try fishing. Now try using your fishing rod on the pond to catch some fish. Okay, so there you go. My Avakin is fishing. Obviously, this is not Fishing Planet. It's not a fishing simulator, so the fishing is quite simple. Oh, look at that. Wow. My fishing rod didn't last long. Okay. My fishing rod broke already. Wow, okay. What a catch. Okay, so I'm going to end this here because yeah, is it really that fun? What's the motivation in playing this thing? At least in Second Life, when I play it, the motivation is making Linden dollars and then cashing out the Linden dollars for real money. But what's the motivation in playing this? Meeting people? Ah, who wants to meet people? My goodness, meeting people is overrated. It is very overrated. I don't see any motivation in playing this game. Okay, anyway. Hey, I gave it a try. Okay? I gave it a try, and well, I'm not motivated to continue playing. Okay. I don't know who that is. Anyway, gotta go. Gotta go. And there you go. That was Avakin Life. Yeah, I just saw it in while going through Steam Discovery, and the first thing that came into my mind, or the first things that came into my mind, were IMVU Second Life VR Chat. It's a glorified 3D chat system where you can fish, and you can sell the fish and vegetables for vegetable or farm coins. They're not even Alpha coins, they're farm coins. Yeah, and even if you have like a gazillion amount of Alpha coins, they don't really have any value. At least when you play Second Life and you happen to, you go to one of those events and you happen to, win 100k Linden dollars, you can cash out that 100k Linden dollars and turn it into real money. At least there is like some kind of motivation to log in and participate in the different events happening in Second Life. With Avakin, maybe there is something like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try later. Much later. Okay, so that was Avakin Life. Oh my goodness. So I guess you can say I gave it a try so you don't have to. Avakin Life. Avakin Life, I gave it a try so you don't have to. Okay, what is this? They mad. Steam exposed Xbox's biggest problem. By oh no, it's Alex. Okay, so this is just 20 minutes.
There's a little bit of a meme that happens in the gaming industry, and it's basically this: Valve will do nothing, yet for some reason always win. And you kind of see it happen in real time over the past 20 plus years, actually. You've seen company after company go up and try to attack Valve in every sense, yet for some reason, every time they pull their games away from that storefront and platform, they lose every single time. A great example would be Ubisoft themselves. They pulled away all their games to launch their Ubisoft Plus program, yet here we are watching them crawl on their hands and knees back to Steam and Game. Electronic Arts did the exact same thing. They pulled all their games away, yet turned right around and launched Battlefield 6 day and date on Steam as well. It looks like that no matter what, people are going to go where their library is the deepest and where they're treated the best. And usually just not being treated like dirt is more than enough for consumers to say, yeah, that's where I want to spend my money. But it turns out that may not be the only place moving forward, because even though Epic Games has been trying to compete with Steam directly, it looks like that there are actually 2 more competitors in this space that could give Steam a run for their money, especially with what's been going on in PC gaming. According to WCCF Tech, the PC market saw a 9.6% growth in Q4 of 2025, driven by a buying spree prompted by the imminent memory crisis. This is incredibly important information because what we're seeing right now is, even though there is a massive shortage across RAM, SSDs, GPUs, power supplies, and we're seeing price increases across the board, even for standard consumers, people are going out and panic buying these products, trying to get some sort of at-home compute power before everything collapses around them. We're basically living again through the Ethereum and even NFT craze all over again. Turns out it's like every 3 years something wild has to happen in PC gaming, but the problem is this is going to be impacting everybody as well, because we've been seeing so many other companies move into PC gaming and start trying to stake their own claim into what they should be doing with the PC platform at all. And even at the worst case scenario, even calling Valve and Steam a monopoly. Now, clearly anybody with their salt knows that's not exactly true. You can't call a company a monopoly simply because that's the one place everybody likes to go and put their games and spend their money. What you are seeing, though, is 100% pure jealousy and inability to, in fact, even compete with a company like Steam. And if Valve's Steam Machine even gets put out into the market at a somewhat comparable price, you're going to be seeing competition being increased even further, especially on the hardware side. But there's more to this article by WCCF Tech, so let's go from there. The article says the first reason cited is the end of Windows 10 support on PCs and the move to the new Windows 11 OS. This prompted a refresh cycle as several vendors brought up their new Windows 11 and Copilot ready PC devices to the market. The second was to beat the looming tariffs, which had affected a majority of PCs and respective products throughout 2025, though those are in control as of right now since no major tariff bump has been announced in a while. But the most important reason is that every PC vendor went into a major rush, pulling forward inventories to tackle the upcoming memory shortages and supply constraints. As we know, the DRAM market is a huge mess right now, with the bulk of supply gobbled up by AI data centers. This leaves little to no supply for the PC market, which caters to consumers. And it's not just DRAM. NAND-based SSDs and other components are also expected to see shortages and huge price hikes in the coming months through 2026 and even up to 2028. And all these things impact the Steam machine directly. It also impacts the coming generation of consoles directly. We've seen a huge downturn in actual hardware sales, especially with what happened in last November. We've also seen right now as well that more younger people are not in fact buying new gaming consoles and systems. What they're doing instead is playing consistently free-to-play games and spending money on there, or having their new waifu and their latest gacha game on their phone. Besides those major distractions though, we're also seeing having these game companies like PlayStation, Microsoft, and even Nintendo raise the prices of their consoles on a consistent basis. So they are going up in price, becoming more expensive, having less product to even purchase, and then at the same time, more people are gravitating towards PC. We're seeing PlayStation put their games on PC. We're seeing Xbox go day and date on PC. We're even seeing other PC companies try to compete with Steam directly. In fact, all of this could come to a head when one company could explain exactly the right way to beat Steam at their own game. According to VGC, saying, quote, "You don't want to wrestle Goliath. GOG bosses say the aim is not to defeat Steam, but to better it in certain areas, like the handling of classic games." If you aren't aware about what just happened recently, GOG separated itself from CD Projekt, which means that they're no longer beholden to all those corporate shareholders that are part of CDPR. So all the issues that GOG may have been dealing with could effectively be fixed if they're more streamlined and provide a better user experience overall. A lot of people have been moving towards GOG after Steam has been dealing with a lot of censorship issues as well, via merchant banks or even the government itself. And the thing is, GOG has stood on their own morals and principles and said, no, we're not going to censor games. We're going to provide a curated list of games that people want to play on our storefront and even platform. And I think that's where people can actually gravitate to other places besides Steam and offer true competition in the first place. But it looks like the owners of GOG had more to say. In a new interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Kaczynski and managing director Maciej Golubowski were asked how GOG hopes to compete against Steam and its near monopoly of the PC market. Kaczynski replied that attempting to match Steam like for like would be a bad idea because GOG has already established itself as a storefront that goes in a different direction, thanks to its focus on older games and its pledge to release games DRM-free. Despite this, he claimed that Steam is winning with its ease of use, and that when it comes to improving its own company's user experience, he believes much can be done in GOG without losing its core values. I honestly feel like that last part, that little section at the very end, Kaczynski hit the nail on the head. Everyone has been trying to compete with Valve in the wrong way. They've been going against it either by trying to do deals, exclusivity, all the things that don't matter to PC gamers. Yet for some reason they choose to ignore the main things that do, providing a sense of community, having the ease of use, having a good user interface, having the ability to go through and easily uninstall games, install them, provide proper customer support for their own accounts, and even then providing a good way of actually getting refunds for your video games, unlike PlayStation and what they've been doing recently as well. Because if you want to see a horrible refund policy, that's one of the worst. But the thing is, you're not going around and seeing Steam as one of the good guys. What you're seeing instead is who their competition actually is and who competes with Valve. And it turns out it's not Microsoft, it's not GOG, it's not Epic, it's not anybody in the gaming space except for their customers. You see, Valve is the one place and the one company I've noticed, besides, let's say, grinding your games, that literally goes through and listens to what the customers actually want, the feedback that is proposed, and then they go around and they fix the problem quickly for that user base on a consistent basis. The Steam Deck is a perfect example. When it first launched, it was pretty much hard to use, but yet very quickly and hot off the heels of its release, you could get massive updates basically day over day that had so many issues and problems fixed very quickly for people that bought this device. And you can expect the same kind of behavior with the Steam machine as well, creating a massive layer of Proton on their own and going through and providing compatibility layers and making them open source for other users to provide as well. Crafting Steam OS, removing all the AI garbage that you have with Microsoft and Windows, and just having your own system and your own personal compute power, yet still being attached to Steam on top of it. While every company is trying to exert control over all of your devices, Valve says we're going to go in the opposite direction. We're going to hand you the keys to the castle, give you control of your own operating system and your own hardware as well, without having to deal with us getting in your way. And that's the entire antithesis of why Valve does nothing and still keeps winning. What they're doing instead is they do everything for the customer and consumer first, and then they earn your respect that way. And I think that's what people are in fact missing, because back in the day, everybody hated Steam and everybody hated Valve, and it took them 20 plus years to turn things around. The article continues by saying this: Steam is obviously a Goliath, he explained. So for any company to try to tackle Steam is a very hard battle. We've seen Discord launch their store. We've seen Epic Games launch their store. And thanks to the lawsuit with Apple, we know how much it has cost them to launch this battle against Steam. Steam is doing an awesome job, but they have different values. I'm not sure what their mission is and what they stand for, but certainly we can do more for classic, retro, and modern classics in terms of accessibility, in terms of discoverability, but it's not a competition in the fullest sense, because you don't want to wrestle with Goliath, right? You need to have a different idea. And I think this is where GOG is going to be incredibly successful. One of the biggest weaknesses that's been happening with Steam has been the massive amount of censorship happening on that storefront and platform. And I've been covering that since July of last year. And it really is a sore sight to see, where people can no longer access the kind of content they want to play or the curated list of games that they were expecting to play in the first place. Regardless of whatever you feel about that kind of content, the thing is there is a market for it and people are willing to pay. And GOG has gone around and done the opposite of what Steam has. Instead of censoring and removing games, they've turned on and said, here are going to be the games that we're promoting on our platform. And it worked. People have been moving to GOG over in droves. There are some concerns though, simply because GOG does not get newer games. They basically just focus on older classic titles and keeping them fresh and up to date. And on top of that, the GOG Galaxy app needs a hell of a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. Even though it's pretty good, there are some issues there that could really be fixed and ironed out. So that friction that has with customers doesn't help at all. But the thing is, if GOG can put things together, then they can really provide a niche where customers can go and use them as an alternative. And I think this is exactly the one piece that a company that we've seen try to compete with Steam as well may be really needing to hear. And that is Xbox. Because according to Windows Central Gaming, free game giveaways help the Epic Game Store reach millions of players, but they also changed how players spend. Is Xbox doomed to make the same mistake on PC? This has been my biggest concern with all of this, especially with Microsoft stating that their next console is going to be practically a PC. You've seen it with the Asus Xbox ROG Ally X being the prototype of what the Xbox Magnus is going to be. And I did a review on that handheld as well. If you want to check it out, it's right here. Pretty good device, but has a lot of UI issues and concerns that I think are going to bring the device down as well. The thing is though, the article goes into more depth about what's actually happening with Epic, Microsoft, and even Steam as they're fighting for your dollar in the coming platform war. The article starts off by saying this: the Epic Game Store launched in 2018 and immediately tried to take the market share from Steam by offering developers a better revenue split and by locking down exclusive releases. That approach did little to win over players, and Epic has since moved away from it, but does still provide a better revenue split. It's easy to point and laugh at Epic here, but the platform does, or at least did, offer a worse overall experience than Steam in almost every way. It launched without many basic features, and while it has spent years filling in those gaps for some users, it has all come too late. And that article is exactly correct as a proper warning sign for Xbox about what's been happening with Epic Games versus Steam. Take a look at this graph right over here. Yeah, it's going to be kind of shocking when you see what it actually represents. That blue line going up is the total number of Epic Game Store users, increasing 173% over those 6 years. However, that red line that has a trend going down is actually third-party game revenue of every single game being put on that storefront, literally showcasing to everyone saying this: you can put your game on Epic, but nobody's going to go there to buy it. What people are in fact doing are going to the Epic Game Store, logging in, getting their free game, and then logging right out, just having it attached to their account as a backlog saver.
That is
and then on
exactly
top
what
of that,
I'm
what's
doing.
happening is the entire
Every
usage
week,
of the Epic Store
I would
launcher
log
is not
into
to actually
Epic
buy
Games
games or
Store
have a
and
good
get
community
the
base.
free
What they're
game
using it for is
and
simply
lots
just
of other games.
to play
I got
Fortnite, and the
GTA
storefront just
5.
basically
I
became
got
secondary as all of this,
Fallout
basically trying to
3.
capture
I
people
got
who play
all
Fortnite in
kinds
the
of
first
games.
place
A lot
to
of
move over and
games
buy a
for
game on
free
the Epic Game Store since they're
from the
already
Epic
there.
Game
The
Store.
thing is though, nobody's doing that. Even by offering a free game, even by offering exclusivity on that platform, you're literally generating zero revenue. I mean, look at the line. It can't go any lower. In fact, it probably can go lower. But the thing is, it goes to show that exclusivity does not dictate proper sales of anything. All that it does is go to show that the PC user is more than capable and willing to either A, wait out the actual time length, B, go through and just pirate the game if they need to, or C, not even play the game at all, and that company gets no money whatsoever. And I think this is the big crux that Microsoft has to fix, because if they're going to try and compete with Steam directly by launching the next console and even competing in the platform space via operating systems, you're going to see Microsoft have to make major moves to coerce the customer to using the Xbox PC app rather than to use Steam. And honestly, right now, it's not great. It's really not great. I've had a lot of videos talking about this app specifically and what it can do to be better. But when you compare to something like Steam Big Picture Mode, it really is just far and beyond not enough to compete with Steam directly. The amount of UI issues, the concerns you have with Xbox Game Pass increasing in price and everything else across the board. And even then, you can see those glaring issues occur with the Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X, where the majority of the time you're better off not even using the game mode, but instead just having it launched directly through Steam in the first place and having that be the default app you have when you boot up the actual device, basically avoiding Xbox altogether. And it's going to be difficult for Microsoft too, simply because it turns out Steam broke another record. According to Eurogamer, Steam Blast passed the 42 million concurrent users as its sustained growth continues. Yep, so they broke a record a couple of days ago, and they broke it again the other day as well. So now we're seeing more users flock to Steam rather than trying to move to any other service as well. And this is a major concern because we've seen Xbox do stupid things before and continue to do dumb things as well, like increase the price of Game Pass and also increase the price of PC Game Pass. Even though Microsoft is the biggest publisher on PlayStation, and PC Game Pass saw a 45% year-over-year growth, which seemed great at the time back in May of last year, but the problem is it won't be sustainable if prices keep increasing and Xbox and Microsoft don't do something to actually satiate customer demand. Remember, Microsoft's biggest competition is not going to be PlayStation, it's not even going to be Valve, it's going to be their own user base and their own customers. Because if this goes through and the next Xbox is in fact a PC, they're going to have to do a lot more to entice players to stay on that ecosystem instead of leaving for Steam. The article continues by saying this: in Xbox's case, the next generation of hardware is expected to support multiple storefronts, including Steam and Epic. For Epic, it has taken a different route by allowing things that Steam does not, such as NFT-based games, and by publicly supporting the use of AI in development. Tim Sweeney's Epic CEO has also criticized Steam for requiring developers to disclose AI usage. If Microsoft and Xbox truly want to compete in the PC gaming space, and it seems like they actually do, there's going to have to be massive changes. Satya Nadella's insane insistence on having Copilot in basically everything and an AI dictate exactly what you need to do is not going to be a good user experience for anyone trying just to play video games. The reason why people love the Steam Deck so much still to this day, even though it is a Linux-based device and still has compatibility issues, is because of its ease of use. You can go ahead and find different ways of fixing the problem, but even then, the way things are presented to you as a user are fixed quickly and on a consistent basis, and that's going to be what Microsoft needs to do. Right now, if you go online and look anything up about Windows and AI, you're going to see people incredibly angry and upset. People saying they're moving to Linux. People saying they don't want that support anymore. People saying that Microsoft is literally fucking everything up. And that's the kind of thing that's going to be hurting them in the long run when they release Magnus as a console or as a hybrid PC as well. You're going to be seeing true competition happen in this space, and it's going to be Steam and Microsoft, and GOG in the background sitting on the sidelines giving you the best experience of older games on both platforms. Microsoft really needs to get their shit in gear and understand that they can't have this face of not supporting the customer, either by A, quietly fixing everything, or by B, being loud, vocal, and boisterous as to why this is a good thing for customers and consumers, and then prove that it's good for customers and consumers as well. They have to approach this like they approach the 360, giving people something that no one else has right now. And if they incorporate things properly and provide the customer-consumer by saying, hey, look, you've got Game Pass, you've got Steam, you can use us if you want to, we're going to give you the freedom to do what you want to do with your own device, use and use it in whatever way you want, that is going to be a good first step. But they have to fix a lot of issues with their UI, with how they approach AI, and everything else. And it looks like they may in fact be listening, because they said this the other day. Tom's Hardware reports that Microsoft is to overhaul AI data center buildings with community-first approaches. Says it will be a good neighbor to communities, cover energy cost increases, and replenish water. If Microsoft does the one thing that they've almost never done, and that's put the consumer and customer first, you can see a massive swelling change happen with this company over time. But the problem is they have to be consistent about it, and this could just be a long shot in the dark. But the thing is, the Steam machine could be a bigger competitor to not only Xbox, Microsoft, and Nintendo, but also the PlayStation as well, because we're seeing every single company, sans one, put their games onto Steam, and all those games being optimized not only for the Steam Deck, but soon to be the Steam machine as well. And this is how true competition actually begins. If Microsoft really wants to see their user growth increase, people sign up for Game Pass, people use the Xbox PC app, they have to do the one thing that Valve has always done since the very beginning, and put the customer and consumer first. And it looks like GOG is doing that, but in their own specific way. And Microsoft has to do it their way too, because if they don't, they're going to be doomed to fail on this aspect and avenue as well. And it doesn't matter how many trillions of dollars they have, if they don't put that customer and consumer first, the money that they want to come in isn't going to come. It'll go to Valve and Steam instead. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comments section down below. Are you going to pick up the new Xbox Magnus? Are you going to stay on consoles like PlayStation or Nintendo? Or are you going to be moving over to the Steam machine or getting your own PC, even with all the insanity happening right now? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section down below. And as always, here comes the comment of the day from yesterday's video. David Damasceno 6063 on yesterday's video said this: Jesus, they really want to end the personal computer, don't they? Everything is a conspiracy until it isn't. That's right, David. They called me a madman when I put on the tinfoil hat, but it turns out every conspiracy just has an expiration date. But like I said before, I want to hear what you guys have to say, and if your comment's good enough or gets enough likes, you'll be in the comment of the day. If you want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and even live streams every Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 105K. And all I have to say is thank you guys so very much. If you want Discord access or most during live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. If you don't want to spend the buck, don't sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel, where I stream live in front of 800 people wearing a banana suit and getting insulted with AITTS. Trust me, it's a hell of a show. You don't want to miss it. Saturday nights, live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel. With all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!
Okay, let's go back. So basically what I got from that is the next Xbox will basically, well, the Xbox is already a PC, but I guess they're going to totally embrace their PC-ness. even if you can call it like that, PC-ness. Okay, so guys, going to end. That's it for this hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the hour. I'll be back later for another hour. And thank you for watching. Subscribe, follow, like, share, and do all that jazz. Again, tried Avakin like. I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, it's I guess you can say it's a live sim. More of a live sim. It's a glorified 3D chat system. Like IMVU, Second Life, and what's the other one? VR chat. Again, with Second Life, you can at least make money from it if you know what you're doing. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me.